Look at this number. It's not just a price, it's a warning. Every month, you walk to the mailbox, or you check your email, and there it is. The confirmation that you are losing control. You work hard for your income, yet a massive slice of it is being siphoned away, literally thin air, just to keep the lights on and the walls of your home comfortable. We've been trained to think this is normal. We've been trained to believe that the only way to live in the modern world is to rent our existence from the grid, month after month, forever. But what if I told you that the most sophisticated piece of energy technology on this planet isn't a solar panel, it isn't a Tesla battery, and it definitely isn't a smart thermostat controlled by a corporation in Silicon Valley? What if the solution wasn't about buying more hardware, but about hacking a law of physics that has been staring you in the face since the day you were born? See, the energy industry wants you to believe the problem is efficiency. They want to sell you a better window, a thicker insulation, a more expensive unit, but they are distracting you. There is a hidden system, a method of managing the temperature and energy flow of your home that costs absolutely $0 to install. It requires no maintenance, no software updates, and no monthly subscription. Today, I'm going to show you how to build what I call the passive drive loop. It sounds technical, but it's actually the exact opposite. It is a biological, geological principle that allowed ancient civilizations to build ice in the middle of the desert. And once you understand it, you will never look at your electric bill the same way again. Let's look at the reality of the situation. We are in an era of energy inflation. The grid is aging. The demand for electricity is skyrocketing with electric vehicles and data centers, and the infrastructure is buckling under the pressure. According to the Department of Energy, nearly 48% of the energy used in an average American home goes into just two things: heating and cooling. Let that sink in. Half of your money, half of your carbon footprint, just to maintain a temperature difference of about 20 degrees between the inside and outside of a box. And how do we fight this? We fight it with brute force. We buy machines that burn thousands of watts of electricity to compress gas and push air through ducts. We are literally burning coal or gas, or splitting atoms, just to slightly cool down the air in your living room. It is a clumsy, inelegant solution. And the worst part? It's designed to be that way. Here is the contrarian truth that the HVAC industry hates to admit. Your house is not a refrigerator. A refrigerator is a sealed, insulated box that you pump heat out of. But your house breathes. It leaks. It sits on the ground. It is touched by the sun and the wind. Trying to seal your house perfectly and pump it full of conditioned air is like trying to hold water in a sieve. It's a battle of attrition that you will always lose, especially as energy prices rise. The big idea is this: stop trying to generate temperature. Start managing pressure. Most people think that to cool a home, you need cold air. You don't. You need movement. You need to replace the heavy, hot air that is trapped inside your structure with the cool air that is sitting just a few feet away, either underground or in the shade. We are going to stop paying for energy, and we are going to start harvesting the free energy potential that already exists in the atmosphere around your home. To understand the passive drive loop, we need to break down the problem into layers. Layer 1, the stack effect. You know that hot air rises. It's basic physics. But did you know your house is a giant chimney? Heat from the sun hits your roof and radiates down into your attic. The air in your attic becomes superheated, sometimes reaching 130 degrees on a summer day. This hot air wants to rise and escape through the ridge vents. As it leaves, it creates a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. So, air is sucked in from the bottom of your house to replace it. Usually, this is hot, dusty air from the crawlspace or leaky windows. Layer 2, the thermal battery. We ignore the ground beneath our feet, but go down just 6 or 8 feet, and the temperature of the earth is constant. It's 55 degrees Fahrenheit, or roughly 13 degrees Celsius, year-round. It is an infinite battery of free cooling, but we keep it separated from our living space by a floor and some pride. Layer 3, the mechanical trap. Your AC unit tries to fight the stack effect. It pumps cold air into the middle of the house, while the attic is baking and the crawlspace is humid. It's a losing battle. So, what if we stopped fighting? What if we turned that chimney, the stack effect, into our engine? Here is the solution. It's not a product you buy. It's a configuration I call the negative pressure loop. It works on a simple principle: exhaust creates intake. Most people put a fan in a window blowing in. They think they are pushing cold air into the house. But what they are actually doing is pressurizing the house, pushing that cool air right back out through the cracks in the walls and the attic. The solution: you need to flip the script. Step 1, identify the high point. Go to the highest point of your living space that has a window, ideally, a second-story window, or at the top of a staircase. This is your exhaust point. Step 2, the power source. Take a standard box fan. It costs $20 at a hardware store, or you can use one you already own. Place it in the window. Crucial step, face it so it blows out. You are not blowing air in. You are sucking the air out of the house. Step 3, the intake. Now, go to the lowest point of the house. A basement window, or a window on the cool, shaded side of the house on the first floor. Open it just a crack, maybe 2 inches. When you turn that top fan on, you are creating a massive area of negative pressure in the upper part of the house. You are forcing the hot, stale air that was trapped near the ceiling to be ejected outside. And what replaces it? Physics takes over. The vacuum you created pulls cool, dense air from that lower window. It pulls air through the basement. It pulls air through the shaded rooms. It creates a tunnel of breeze that runs through the entire structure. Cost: if you own the fan, this system costs $0 to run for the first hour, and pennies per hour compared to a central air conditioner. A box fan uses about 100 watts. An AC unit uses 3,500 to 5,000 watts. You are running the system at 2% of the cost. Why it works? It works because you aren't cooling the air. You are exchanging the mass of air inside your home. You are using the pressure differential to scrub the heat out of the building This isn't a new trick. This is ancient technology. Thousands of years ago, the Persians built structures called wind catchers or badgers. These were tall towers on the roof of a house with openings on all sides. Even on a day with no wind, the tower would work. The sun would heat the top of the tower, the air inside would rise and escape out the top vents, and this rising air would pull cool air up from underground tunnels called canets, which were connected to the earth. They were air conditioning the desert with nothing but physics and stone. We have forgotten this wisdom. We traded elegant physics for brute force electricity. We replaced wind catchers with compressors. We traded a $0 system for a $10,000 installation fee. So, why isn't everyone doing this? Why isn't the negative pressure loop on the news? There are 2 enemies here. The first is habit. We are creatures of convenience. It is easier to tap a button on an app than to walk upstairs, open a window, and turn a fan around. We have been conditioned to value set it and forget it over optimize and save. We pay a premium for laziness. The second is incentive. The energy grid makes its money on peak demand. The hottest days of the year are when they charge the most. If everyone implemented a system like this, if everyone reduced their AC usage by even 30% using simple ventilation loops, the utility companies would lose billions. Their entire revenue model is built on your inability to manage your own environment. They don't sell you passive loops because there is no recurring revenue in a window and a fan. Adopting this system requires a slight behavior shift. It makes you an active participant in your home's climate, not just a passive consumer. You have to listen to the wind. You have to watch the sun. When the sun goes down, the temperature drops. That is your cue. Open everything. Let the night air cool the thermal mass of your house, the floors, the walls. Soak the structure in coolness. Then, as the sun rises, you close the windows. You pull the blinds. You seal that coolness inside. And when it gets too hot, you don't turn on the AC. You fire up the loop. You exhaust the heat. You become the architect of your own atmosphere. It feels good. It feels powerful. When you run the passive drive loop for the first time, you'll feel it. You'll feel the breeze moving from your feet up to your head. You'll hear the house exhale. And in that moment, you realize the problem was never that energy was too expensive. The problem was that you were using the wrong tool for the job. You were trying to hold back the ocean with a shovel. But once you understand flow, once you understand pressure, the ocean works for you. True innovation often looks like going backwards. It looks like simplicity. In a world screaming at you to buy the next upgrade, to subscribe to the next service, the most rebellious thing you can do is to master what you already have. Use the wind. Use the gravity of the air. It's free, and it's yours. Tonight, I want you to try it. Don't turn on the AC, open your top window, put a fan blowing out, and open a bottom window. Tell me in the comments, did it work? Did you feel the shift? If you want to take back control of your home, subscribe. We're just getting started. It's free, and it's yours.